What is up, guys? It's your boy Mr. Leon back for another Yamazaki video. Look at this absolute sleeper of a four-wheeler. Kawasaki Bayou. This four-wheeler used to be a working machine. Anybody that would take a look at this thing real quick would think that this is a normal working ATV that goes 35 miles an hour. But once you take a look at the engine, this is when you realize it has a 140 horsepower triple two-stroke engine in it. Absolute madness! To make this engine swap work, I had to remove the drive shaft and the diff and modify the rear end so I could install a Raptor 700 swing arm. So basically we have the Yamazaki in the garage because we have some couple issues to fix on this thing. When I first test drive the Yamazaki in the last video, I noticed that I couldn't hit the power band. At a certain RPM, the engine would just stutter and bog. It felt like the engine was running rich, just like if the choke was on. So I thought the gear ratio was way too tall. The smaller you go for the rear sprocket, the faster the top speed is going to be. As you can see, the rear sprocket is really small, 38 tooth sprocket. And considering that these tires are 26 inches, which make the top speed even higher, I think the problem is caused by a bad gear ratio, like too fast of a gear ratio. And you guys think I modified the stock exhaust too much at a point that it would just kill all the power of the engine. In this video, we're going to find out if I was right or if you guys were right.
Okay.
Let's start with putting a fresh new exhaust and see if that fixes the problem. I have like 8 two-stroke exhausts in the attic. Let's go in the attic so we can choose one. I need them to be huge. This one is a weird shape. This one also has a weird shape.
A few moments later.
I found it. Look at this huge exhaust. Yeah, boy. This is the new exhaust we are going to install on the Yamazaki. We need to slide this part of the exhaust onto the exhaust manifold right here. As you can see, the shock is in the way. This part of the frame is also in the way. And the steering column is also in the way. So I guess we will shorten the length of this exhaust right here, but not too much. Since this exhaust is way bigger than the stock one, I don't think shortening it like 2 inches will hurt the power band that much.
One eternity later.
This was removed from this part of the exhaust. I re-welded the manifold right here. We still have like a good 12-inch of expansion from this exhaust. It can't be worse than the stock exhaust I modified. There's basically 0 expansion chamber. Now let's see if it fits on the Yamazaki. Yeah. Oh yeah, boy. Everything clears. I won't need to modify the expansion chamber to clear the steering. It's going to be perfect. I just need to weld some spring hooks on the exhaust and 2 exhaust mounts right there. Come here, little bitch.
A few moments later.
Slide it right there, just like that, and these will line up with those holes. We are still rocking the 38 tooth sprocket, so if this thing managed to hit the power band with the same gear ratio but different exhaust, that means that you guys were right. This is a step forward to success. You guys were right, but I was right too. The exhaust did help a lot. We managed to hit the power band in snow. In the last video, we weren't even able to hit the power band on ice. Swapping the rear sprocket for a bigger one will probably solve the problem. I bought this 52 tooth sprocket, so we are going to have 22 extra teeth on the rear axle. Hopefully this will make a difference. Little bitch. We won't use this full-length exhaust anymore because of the new exhaust. Remove that. Oh shit. We are no longer going to use this, but I'm still going to keep it. As you guys can see, I decided to install a silencer on this exhaust. I also remembered that the stock exhaust from this engine had a super big hole at the end of the expansion chamber, and this exhaust had a super tiny exit hole. This is how big the hole was. This part of the exhaust was like right there. I cutted the expansion chamber right there. I put a bigger tube and put the silencer on it. I had a feeling that this super tiny hole was going to cause too much exhaust restriction on the engine, so this is why I cutted the expansion chamber and put a bigger tube. I think we are quite ready for our test ride with the new exhaust. And I also installed the new sprocket.
Put some temporary air filters on the carburetor. I really hope that these filters won't make the engine run too rich, because otherwise I'll need to remove them. I don't want to do that because the chain is right behind the carburetor and all the shit on the chain is going to be thrown in the carburetor. Anyway, let's start this thing. Woohoo! Let me just check the engine temp real quick. 57 degrees Celsius, 48 degrees Celsius. That's weird. 35 degrees Celsius. From the left cylinder to the right, it goes colder. That's weird. Maybe our spark is misfiring or something. The sound is insane. It already sounds like it's running too rich. Oh my god, yep, that's full throttle. I think it's running too rich with the air filters. I will have to drive this thing without air filters. I'm gonna ruin this engine. The weirdest thing about these carburetors is I can't find adjustments on these carburetors. There's no screws at all on these. Okay, let's see if that fixes the problem. Ho, ho, ho. Woo! Oh my god, the front end want to lift! Woohoo! Of guys right there, they were like, what the hell is that thing? The pure sound of the SRX 700 hitting the power band is so unique. 63 degrees Celsius on that side, 82 degrees Celsius on this side. I don't like that. Why would the left cylinder be hotter than the right cylinder? Maybe because the cold coolant is coming from this hose and it's closer from the right cylinder than the left one? I don't know. The sound doesn't match the four-wheeler, but I love it. Were actually right about the exhaust, I think. I think what I thought was the problem and what you guys thought was the problem was just a whole thing together. When I first passed by those guys right there, there was a guy with a 1000 Scrambler Polaris, something like that. I would actually race that thing. And I think this thing would smoke it so easily, but I don't have brakes. I don't want to get into that stuff right now without brakes. The dust hitting my face. So the engine is definitely breathing some dust. I need to put some air filters on that thing.
Well, no fucking shit.
I'm just gonna visit Jimmy just to show him this thing. Juste un petit coup de gaz, man.
What the hell?
Bro, check ça. Check ça comment il est là, mec.
I need to fix that, Jimmy. but it's so easy. Unlike my Can-Am, I had to disassemble the Can-Am completely. I'm gonna show Jimmy how this thing sounds. Yeah, weird noise coming from the clutch cover. I'll have to have a look at that. Say that this thing is a lot less sketchy than the Death Machine. Even with no brakes, this thing is less scary. Just because I have suspension, it makes this thing like 1,000 times less scary. With the Death Machine, as soon as I hit a little bump, it goes bing, bang, bing, bing, bang, bing, 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 bang all over the place. It has brakes. This thing doesn't have brakes. Look how straight this thing is going as well. The gear ratio is too big because I was almost half throttle right there, and it takes time. It takes time for the clutches to open and then the power band to hit. J'ai pas de brakes, c'est pour ça que je m'emmenais tranquillement.
Ça, c'est un 3 pistons, hein?
SRX, c'est ça.
J'avais dit, Ricky, hein? SRX 3 pistons, j'avais dit.
Ça sonne comme ça, il n'y a pas d'autres skidoo qui sonnent pareil.
Aucun autre skidoo qui sonne de même.
Ouais. Oui. Oui. Daryl. Daryl. Tu vas-tu rider des 4 roues toi et tout plus tard? Oui. Yes, yes, y a pas de trouble. Oh. Mr. Dion sur YouTube. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oui, ça a fait mal, j'ai mal au doigt, ça a craqué. I think I made that guy and that little kid's day. They love this thing so much. You won't believe what I just noticed. I was braking with my shoe because I don't have brakes. And look, I completely destroyed the underneath of my shoes. So guys, I'm gonna call this video a success. We successfully fixed the exhaust problem / gear ratio problem. The thing hits the power band. I can't be happier than this. We still have a lot more things to modify on this thing. We are absolutely not done. We still have to work on the gear ratio. We have to find a way to put some air filters on the carburetors. I also want to make this thing look a little bit better with some aesthetic upgrades. With that being said, guys, thanks for watching the video, and I'm gonna catch you on the next one!